guys. Oh, okay. I think this is finally starting. Hey guys, it's Daph from Cafe and Laptop. It shows that I'm live. Not sure if anyone is seeing. I'm going to be turning and looking this way because that's where I have all the questions. Actually, I'm going to move this a little bit over here so it makes life easier. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to refresh so that I can see the questions that people have asked. And let's see what we've got here. Okay, because I had a few questions that popped up. So one of the questions that I know I was asked is, what are some of my favorite free, we all love the word free, some of my favorite free social media scheduling platforms? And I'm going to tell you two of my favorites, and I'll tell you why. My first one is Buffer. I absolutely love Buffer. There's a free version and there is a paid version. I actually now use the paid version because I am also upgrading to the business edition. So I actually manage other people's social media platforms, and I'm going to be using that to manage their social media platforms. But some of my favorite things about Buffer are the fact that, one, I get to schedule things out, and you can do that on the free edition. But my other beyond favorite thing about Buffer is the Buffer, I don't even know what they call it, a bookmarklet or something. I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see it. Let's see if I could find that. Screen share. It might be a little wonky if I do a screen share, but we're going to try it anyway. Let me go into my screen and let's see. I'm going to go into Social Media Examiner. One of my favorite places to find articles, so I'm going to go in there. And what you're going to see, what I totally love, is if I'm looking at this article, for example, this Facebook to open instant articles to all bloggers this week, right? So I click on this article and I really like it. It's really informative and I want to share it with my group. But I've already posted several things up on social media. What I like about Buffer is I get this little Buffer bookmarklet or something. I could click on this button, and when I do that, the actual buffer comes up. So I'm able to schedule my post. I can do something called Power Scheduler, and it automatically sets things up for me, and then it adds it to the queue, because you're actually able to create a queue. Scheduling, you can actually schedule out, like figure out, okay, on my Twitter page, I want to tweet at least 5 times a day, so I can post what times. On my LinkedIn page, I'm only going to post once a day, maybe at 3:30. On my Facebook page, and it goes on and on. So if I click on this add to queue, it'll add that information to the queue of whatever I have clicked on there. So that's why I totally love Buffer. My other favorite free tool is called Latergram. And it's called latergram.me. And why do I love it? This is how I actually schedule my Instagram. And I love this free option because you're able to post up to 30 times a month for free. And it also connects to up to 5 different Instagram accounts for free. If you want more than 5, then you actually have to pay for the premium account, which is also great. And I'm telling you, they have more and more new features coming up with Latergram. And I'll be posting up, actually doing a blog post about some of the new features that Latergram is going to be setting up on the 23rd, I believe. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I'm going to go back to me. Okay, so I know that that was one of the questions. Another question, because I'm going to go back in here, is I'm going to search Ask Daphne. Okay, what else? What other question do we have in here? Let's see. I think one of the questions was really interesting. Okay, Okay, I had someone ask Buffer or Hootsuite. I like Buffer more now than I like Hootsuite. I like Hootsuite for their reporting. I think that they're great if you are managing more than one person's social media. If you're only looking at it to manage your own, I think that Buffer is a better option. Next question I got a question about MailChimp. They said they sent out their first newsletter today. However, the phrase or words that they linked didn't link in the email. In the email, it showed up as the entire long URL. I'm not sure what may have happened. I'll go into the back end of my MailChimp just to show you what should be. Oh, hopefully I remember my password for MailChimp. Okay, so I'm going to show you, I'm going to share my screen here real quick. And so this is an old email that I sent out via MailChimp. And so if you see here, this here button, it's actually hyperlinked. So what I normally do is I just, I highlight it and then I'll click on the URL button and I'll set up something through there. So I hope that's how you did it. If not, you and I can talk. I'd love to get, more information on what happened, because I know once before that happened to me, but it was because I did not save, because you see it on one end and it looks really, really great. And then you forget to press save. And so we'll send it with the long URL and you don't want that to happen. Let's see, do I have any other questions? I think those are all the questions I had this time around, which are kind of cool. Oh, I did get one last question, and it wasn't really an Ask Daphne question. It was more of a feedback type of a question, and it had to do with how do you balance motherhood and your business? And everyone has their own, conceptions. I'm not going to say misconceptions. A lot of people have their own conceptions of how you balance motherhood and your business. And I'll be honest with you guys, I don't think that there ever really is a true balance of your business and motherhood. Because if you're giving to your kids, you're not giving to your business. If you're giving to your business, you're not giving to your kids. The thing is, I think one of the big things that you have to think about is figuring out a schedule. So when your kids aren't around, make sure that you're utilizing that time to do some work and or sleep, because Lord knows when you have kids, you really need to sleep. You have to tell yourself it's okay if they don't get your undivided attention at all times, because it's going to happen. There are going to be times that you have to hit deadlines, and in order to hit those deadlines, they can't get that 110% that you normally give them. The other thing is, as moms, we want to do it all. I mean, seriously, we want to do it all. Our feelings get hurt if we can't do it. If the kids are like, Mommy, I really wanted to do that with you, your heart breaks. It just is what it is. So I don't know if there really is a true balance of it. I know that I do a Moms and Biz show with a friend of mine. Her name is Danielle Faust. And it's a question that comes up all the time. I do think that what you do need to do is you need to make sure that you have other mom friends that are in business, because that makes it really helpful. Make sure that if you do have a partner, make sure that both of you guys are on the same page. And when it comes to your kids, let your kids know what you're doing. I mean, my kids think it's funny. They'll come in here, they're like, oh, Mommy's on a call. Or why can't, like, if I have to go out of the house to do my job, because I also do live social media trainings, my daughter gets very upset with me. She's like, well, why can't you just do it, from the computer like you do other things, and they're really good. They're much more resilient than we are. We actually are harder on ourselves than our kids are. So I hope that helps you. Use this community to, come in, scream and say, damn it, I wanted to do this and I couldn't do it, or whatever it is. If you guys have any other questions, I hope to see you guys next week. I'm sorry about the lateness. Good old Google Hangouts would not start for me. So I had to start a little bit late. So again, we're going to be having these between 11 and 11:15 every Saturday based on my mommy schedule. Okay, take care, guys. Bye.